On the morning of June 24th, 2023, we saw a fetal cardiologist. He looked at us and he said, "Have you ever heard of something called Epstein's anomaly?" Berkeley stayed on ECMO for over 150 days. As a final effort to save Berkeley's life, a very risky surgery was performed to make the shunt in her heart bigger. Berkeley came back out with a Berlin heart. The Berlin heart has given me my baby back.
The Berlin heart, however, is only a temporary stabilizing measure. Berkeley really needed a heart transplant.
Children's Hospital of Atlanta knew that Berkeley's best chance of getting a new heart is at Columbia Presbyterian. Getting Berkeley from Atlanta to New York on a Berlin heart with many life-saving drips, they weren't sure how to execute. Knowing that VitalOne has done many Berlin heart transports, they contacted us to execute this mission. We arrived to the hospital bright and early in the morning, ready to tackle the day.
To me, I would have thought VitalOne and the nurses had already met. They started working together immediately and everything was so smooth.
Just run easy to the port on the back.
We switched over Berkeley from the hospital's equipment onto our equipment, methodically and very detailed. Drip for drip, continuously monitoring Berkeley for any changes, then comparing the feedback that we're getting from our equipment, comparing it to what was on the hospital's equipment, to making sure that nothing changed.
You have to be very knowledgeable with the patient's background and history, all the treatments that occurred over the past few days. You anticipate anything that could happen so that you're always a step ahead if something happens.
It's a series of small steps that need to be done well. And I think, from the handoff to even getting the patient off the bed onto and transporting the patient down to the ambulance, everything has to be done well in order for safe transport of the patient.
So before we take a patient from the ambulance to the jet, we're gonna all get together. We go up to the jet and we think of anything that we might have to do along the way. You can plan months in advance, but when your jet is there and when the ambulance is there, you have to do a couple of runs. With VitalOne, we're always one step ahead. So if we're transporting a patient to Berlin heart, even though we have all the medications, all the equipment, all the dosages, Berlin heart machine never fails. It's in the hospital for months straight. However, when you're in the sky, you don't have an opportunity to say, "Oh, pass me another machine." If that means that we have to take along another Berlin heart, that's what we'll do. When we fly a patient with VitalOne, it's like an ICU, but it's in the sky.
Throughout the flight, we continuously monitored Berkeley, assessing the membrane of the Berlin heart for proper filling and ejection. Additionally, cabin pressure and altitude to make sure that the membrane or Berkeley are not affected by it. We had great communication with the pilots throughout the entire flight.
We had good communication starting, at least on my end, starting yesterday.
The service is fantastic. Everyone here knows their role and knows what to look out for, and it's been really smooth sailing so far.
When you call 1-800-MEDEVAC and you get Isaac on the line, Isaac is going to make sure that not only the patient is taken care of from A to Z, he makes sure that there's catered food on every flight so the family is comfortable as well.
It's not just about the food. It's about showing that we truly care.
VitalOne didn't forget about the parents either. We got amazing food, very comfortable. You know, everyone's just asking if there's anything that we need. I feel special. I feel like a celebrity.
Here we are at Teterboro, and you can see some of these aircrafts, you know, some pretty high rollers, but this is what it's rewarding, really. So it's not just about money, right?
One of the critical aspects of transporting a Berlin heart is its battery life.
Every second that you're with the patient, there's no resting.
In order to ensure a swift and safe transport,
Isaac knew that there will be very heavy traffic, so he coordinated with Bergen County Sheriff's Department, Port Authority Police Department, and the NYPD.
trusted partner with VitalOne, Senior Care played a pivotal role in transporting Berkeley from Teterboro to Columbia Presbyterian in New York City.
Have the opportunity to walk out of that hospital with my baby in stable condition, knowing that she's going to be taken care of in the air, and get to New York to get this opportunity, it just means the world to me. It was a time that I didn't think that I would see. The first thing I thought was, goodness, how much is this going to cost? I didn't have to worry about the cost at all. Insurance covered everything, so all I had to do was pack my bags and wait for my flight. Just one phone call to 1-800-MEDEVAC, and the process was seamless.